Yes, Soph, good to see ya in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Fearing the worst. Fearing the worst. As soon as we got pulled out of the hat against these lot, we're all thinking, here we go again. We haven't lost, yes, that's great, but it wasn't a great spectacle, was it?
I think it sums up where we're at right now as a team, to be honest. I think it was a fair result in the end. I think defensively, I think we looked solid. I thought Maguire was brilliant. Williams, I want to say, was my player of the match straight away. I thought he was superb against the
He could have had a difficult night, innit?
I think if Shaw was playing, it could have been a different story tonight. I think he definitely proved his worth, and I think he should be the left back from now on. I don't think he will be, but personally I think he should be. But yeah, I think going forwards, we just really we're lacking that creative midfielder, we already know that. But then, I mean, we're putting the ball in the box, Dan James got him behind him, we've got Mata in there. I mean, he's not really going to cause anything, is he? So
Don't let Ricky say that.
Yeah, sorry. But no, I like Mata, but he's not the guy that you want to be putting the ball in the box, do you know what I mean? And I just think that's where we're at the minute. Defensively, I think we look good, but a second we're looking up with, there's lack of options going forward.
You hit the nail on the head there, it's where we're at the minute. We know how Wolves are going to set up. They did nothing different. The only thing that surprised me about them is that they were actually poor by their own standards. I think Nuno would probably say that. But that lack of the intensity in the pattern of play, and then a lot of fans around me, don't know where you were sitting, when we get to that final third, we're coming back out, we're going back to the centre again, we're going back to the right back. It's just really pedestrian and predictable. Unless
it's a really open counter-attack, I'm not really confident that we're going to score going forwards, to be honest with you. I think, and set pieces as well, we used to be a big massive threat, I don't think we are now. And Maguire coming in, I thought he would bring that, but we don't seem to have it for whatever reason it is. But I think, I know a lot of people are saying Ollie in and Ollie out is the debate, but I think we have to be totally honest and say, you know what, we've got an average squad. The same group of players, core group of players have failed previous managers, you need time. But like I say, I think defensively we look solid. I think Matic did a good job in there today, but secondly, looking forwards, we have a severe lack of options, and that's where we struggle massively. We don't look like we're going to create anything, and that's why we need to sign someone in January.
Well, in midfield, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, you saw Matic and Pereira today raised a lot of eyebrows, but at the same time, Ollie's got to shuffle the pack. We've got games coming thick and fast, so I didn't mind that. But you're looking at how thin we are there. Was there a partnership there between those two that made you think, actually, if we are in a bit of trouble, we can play Andreas? Did he impress you playing actually as a central midfielder today, or did you see anything different?
I thought Pereira played well. I thought he battled. Like I say, Matic I think did a solid job. That's what he does. He keeps it simple. Matic in the middle. You don't expect the flamboyancy. He's not a massive player, not a massive name, but he does the simple stuff well. And for me, it's beyond that. It's like, yes, we look fairly solid, but when we're trying to break through the lines or when we're trying to break forward at speed, we lack it. And unless it's a really open game where Dan James can just whip it, we struggle. We massively struggle, and we've proved that this season. I think we played better than we did against Arsenal, but I don't think we could play any worse, if I'm totally honest with you. So it's an improvement.
Well, Ollie said that he didn't think we played that bad. What did you make of those comments?
Shocking. He's smirking as he said it as well, but I'm not going to get into that. But like I say, I'm not going to stand here and say I'm Ollie in, Ollie out. I'm I'm very much on the fence with that one. I understand the questioning behind it, but at the same time, I look at the squad. He's not got a lot to choose from, and I think on the pitch we need reinforcements.
Well, I think that debate gets boring. You know, we can't keep saying, "Are you in or are you out?" It's not about that. Like you said, you got to look at the context of the season and the deeper problems that we got. Deeper problems, threadbare. It's January. Who are you trying to sign?
Grealish is one that's been talked about a lot at the minute. Eriksen I think is the most realistic though, if I'm being totally honest. I could see us getting Eriksen. Would you say that's enough for January? It's hard to sign players in January, especially when we're United. People are going to rinse us for money. We know that's going to happen. So it's all down to the board really. But I would take Eriksen definitely in January, and I think it's realistic. And
second leg, replay against Wolves. It's going to come quite soon, because then we got them again in the league a couple of weeks later. I think we're going to get the job done, get through to the fourth round. Can you see that at home?
I hope so, and to be honest with you, it's the same for Wolves. They've got a lot of fixtures with Europa as well. It's the same for both teams. I think there'll be another situation like this where we're going to have to shuffle the pack. Obviously we've got City in the week as well, massive game. But I think these cup competitions are something that we need to focus on this season and take seriously, because we're not going to get top four, if I'm being totally honest, unless we sign some creative players. I can't see it.
Big up, Soph.
Cheers. Happy New Year to everyone as well. Cheers.
Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.